Jungkook POV. I bent down and pressed my forehead to the table while sobbing. What are you, Jungkook? Look at your scores in the quizzes and exams. Go down. Especially here in English. Sir just repeated what he quizzed on us last year. Why did you only get 5 out of 50, while last year you perfected? Then you mistake this easiest question. When did Cupid and Aphrodite become exes? They are mother and son. My best friend Jimin said, I apply everything I learned in mythology and about love. But why? I loved him, but why did he leave me? I opened a tissue roll again and wiped away my tears that kept dripping. Kook, you and Yugyum has been break for 3 months. Just move on. Look at the effect it has on your grades. Maybe your scholarship will be removed because of this, and surely your grandmother will be angry. Jimin showed me my test papers, purely low score. The pain is still really hurts. I still love Yugyum dearly. I can't leave. Jungkook and Jimin, you are talking to my class again. Get out of my class now. Mr. Choi, our biology teacher, shouted angrily at us while pointing the stick he was holding at the door. Hurry up, Kook. Sir is so angry that we might get hit with a stick. Hurry up. Emote later, whispered Jimin. He pulled me, and we immediately left the classroom. In the first period of the morning, we were scolded again. Just then, you seemed to be the teacher's favorite. After all, we are always being scolded. Look that man did to you. He is not worth in your tears, he said as we walked here on the school soccer field. I just bent down while crying. What he says is true. Because of me, his grades are also dropping. We used to be the top 2 of the class, but now the class always scolds us and kicks us out. Grandma also doesn't know what's happening to me, but I just can't really forget Yugyum. It's so hurt I could not finish my thoughts when something hit my head and I fell to the ground. Kook. Jimin immediately helped me when I fell to the ground due to the force of the object that hit my head. I touched my head that was hit by the ball. Ouch. You're still really lame. I can't believe I made you my boyfriend. I immediately looked at the man who hit me with the ball. The one who I love, Yugyum. He picked up the ball and smiked. Wow, babe, you're so good at kicking the ball that you hit the garbage. A boy approached him, the sexy and pretty boy of the university. Bam bam, but have a bad attitude. Hey, Yugyum, after you hurt my best friend, will you suddenly leave him on the air? You hurt him emotionally and physically, but not a single, sorry, Jimin shouted. So they stopped and faced us. They both walked closer to us. It's not my fault if your friend is so stupid or he thought I loved him. For you to know, it's just a dare. I don't even consider him as my boyfriend. He's too different from my type, he said and looked at me. Jimin was about to kick them, but I stopped him. I saw Bam Bam smirked at me before they turned around and walked away. Only now have I seen them come and talk to me again, since he broke up with me 3 months ago. He just used me? Dare? He was so bad, I couldn't believe I liked him. If I ever see that person again, I really stole Sir Choi's stick and lol hit him with his face. He's so arrogant. I told you before, don't— Kook, are you okay? I looked at him. From now on, I will forget about him. You're right, he doesn't deserve my tears, I said, and Jimin hit me on my head. Oh my gosh, I moaned, because he hit me on the lump on my forehead, where the ball hit me earlier. And you just realized now? You're smart, and now you just realized that Yugyum is stupid. Love been telling you for a long time, he shouted at me. He's my first love, so it's hard to forget. They said first love never dies. So maybe that's how I was hurt. But now that I can see his true attitude, I seem to have realized that I shouldn't involve my studies and yours. Yes, can't easily forget him, but I'll move on and I'll start now. I said, first love never dies. What if I kill him now with my cutter? He said, angry, and put the cutter he was holding on his face, and looked to see if we're this deep. Wait, where did the cutter came from? As long as I can do it, I will bring my life back to normal. I born without him, then I can do that again. Jimin just looked at me like I was weird. Let's see if we can still catch up on the quizzes we missed. Let's make up for it, I said, and we went to our advisor's office. Ma'am doesn't really give second chances in quizzes, but I forced her. She also said that she was surprised when my grades suddenly dropped from top 2 to top 20, as well as Jimin. His grade also dropped, but we will. He also said that Mom will have a special project to do so that I don't end up falling. So we are now in a room and just waiting for the one with us for the special quizzes. It's been 30 minutes, but the one who will quiz with us didn't come yet. Jimin was bored, so he put his head on the desk to sleep. But Mom scolded him. Later, we heard the door open, so I immediately turned around. A man taller than me and handsome entered. It was as if the surroundings were in slow motion and were accompanied by a series of drums coming from my chest. I stared at him. Kook, that jaw of yours, it's going to fall off. Jimin kicked me, so I woke up immediately to reality. Sorry, Mom, for being late, said the man and walked over and sat next to me. Your speed, you make Yugyeom forget so easily. Jimin hit me again. I don't care about that anymore because I'm going to move on. I looked straight at the guy next to me. His eyes are also beautiful. His eyelashes are also long. Piercing nose, kissable lips, and smooth. I thought you were going to get your grades back. You look distracted, Jimin whispered again as I admired the person next to me. This is it. I'll answer now, I retorted. I glanced at the guy first and pulled out a paper. Next morning. Good morning, class. For this semester, you will be having a new classmate. Come in, Mr. Kim, and introduce yourself, ma'am announced. So we all turned to the man who entered the room. He's the one we had with us for the special quiz yesterday. His handsomeness is overflowing in the classroom, so our female classmates shivered and they started making noise. Silence, class, Mr. Kim, go on, introduce yourself, said ma'am, so we all silent. I'm Kim Taehyung, and I hope you'll understand and forgive me for my mistakes in the future, he introduced. We wondered, mistakes? For you to know, class, Mr. Kim is blind, but trained in a special school. That's why he walk on his own without any helper. If hell have any mistake, please understand and be friendly to him. Ma'am said, take a sit. There's an empty sit there beside Mr. Park. Ma'am pointed at the empty seat next to Jimin. The girls in my class were whispering shout. He's cute and he's my type, but nah, he's blind, so never mind. Yeah, true, he's so handsome, but blind. His handsomeness is useless. Heard the women sitting in front of me talking. Useless? What, that's harsh. I looked at the transferee with a straight look now. I know why our quizzes were dictation yesterday. Hez blind. He's just like a robot that looks straight all time in class, and he doesn't move either. I thought you'd get it back. You've been looking at that transferee for almost an hour. Just be careful that he doesn't melt, said Jimin. Let's exchange seat. I'm just here and I don't have anything to put my foot on. He added, who seemed to be uncomfortable with our seating arrangement, and the handsome transferee was in the middle of us. I exchanged seats with him,